our daily Bible devotions. We have spent the past 2 weeks talking about logic and logical fallacies. This week, we're going to talk about a theory in philosophy, which is all about the word belief. So, what is belief? Belief is the foundation of all knowledge. Everything that you know comes from belief. How do you know, for example, that the gravitational constant in the Earth is 9.8 meter per second squared? I mean, have you measured that? You don't know that. Well, you do know that because you learned that in school, but you believe those things that you have read. You haven't really measured the force of the gravitational pull of the Earth. But belief is the foundation of all knowledge. All. So, we're going to talk about knowledge. Everything about knowledge. And this theory that I'm talking about is called epistemology. Epistemology is knowing about knowledge. Everything about knowledge. It's from the Greek word episteme, which means knowledge. It's a theory of knowledge, especially with regards to its methods, validity, and scope. Methods meaning how do we get knowledge? Validity means is the knowledge that we have valid or not? And scope, what are the things that we can know and what are the things we cannot know? So in epistemology, we also distinguish justified belief from opinion. One cannot just say that I have an opinion and then my opinion is the sun rises on the west and sets on the east. I mean, are you justified to believe in that? Do you really believe that? Okay, that's your opinion, but is that justified? So we're talking about justified belief. Not because something is a belief doesn't mean that it's not valid. Christianity, just like any other religion, just like any other subject or discipline like math, science, language, Christianity is filled with knowledge claims. In English, for example, you learn about subject-verb agreement. Those are knowledge claims about the structure of the English language. In Christianity, it's a set of knowledge claims as well. Why do we say that? Look at this passage from 1 John chapter 5 verses 13 to 15. This is from the Apostle John. He says, "These things I have written to you in the name of the Son of God, so that you may know that you have eternal life." This is the confidence which we have before Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. And if we know that He hears us in whatever we ask, we know that we have the request which we have asked from Him. No. It's mentioned 3 times because Christianity is knowledge claims. So we're talking about knowledge. This is the question. We talked about validity and scope earlier. So the main question in epistemology is this. So how do we know anything? How do we achieve that? What are the methods that we need to go through in order to acquire knowledge? And how do we know that we know? How do we know that this is real or not real? What if this is just an illusion? What if this is a lie? And from the ancient times, during the time of the Greeks to modern movies, this question is always explored. How do I know? And how do I know that what I know is really true or real? You know, there's this movie called The Matrix, and it explores the reality of what we know. And in this movie, this person, Morpheus, he said that, knowledge is simply just electrical signals from your brain telling you what is real and what is not. So whether you really have a cup of coffee on your desk or there's none, but it's just your brain telling you that there is. So for you, both experiences can be reality, even though there is really no cup of coffee on your desk. So what is real? How can you have access to reality? How can you know reality? In epistemology, we're saying that in Christianity, the claim is 2 things. First, we can know God. Okay, we can know Him. We're talking about scope earlier. So that means whether you can know things and you cannot really know things. Because if we cannot know God, then let's not talk about God. Let's not talk about Christianity. But the claim is, first, we can know God. Second, we do know God. We do know things about God and about His kingdom. It's one thing to say that you can know it And it's another to say that you actually know it. Yes, you can learn science, but do you really know science? Yes, you can learn math, but do you really know the theories in math? So we're saying in Christianity that we can know and we do know things about God. How do we know things about God? Listen from this, from Jesus, John chapter 17, verse 3. He said, "This is eternal life. They may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent." And yes, this is Jesus Christ speaking about himself. And because God sent his Son, Jesus, now we can know God through Jesus. We can know him, and we really know him through Jesus Christ. And this knowledge, as Jesus said, this knowledge about God, this is eternal life. That's how important knowledge is. We're going to talk about this next time.